Most important thing to remember about a trombone is that you need to have a very good slide. And middle school students, high school students for that matter, are the worst people in terms of keeping their instruments up. So from a very young age, you want to establish a regular routine maintenance part to their instrument. And this is very simple to achieve. You need just a couple of things. Number one, the student needs a slide cleaning snake. You probably already have one of these in the classroom. They're very easy to get. They're $4 or less. They want to use this to clean the slide. I realize out there are also slide cleaning rods and several other materials. For the young kid, those are kind of awkward. They're dangerous because sometimes they take a lot of strength and stability, and they could drop the slide and cause even more damage. These are flexible, they're soft, they throw it in the bathtub, they scrub it out, it gets some of the debris out of there, and voila, we got a better working slide. Number two, something that you should pitch to all your kids is really good hygiene habits in terms of their mouth. So brushing their teeth regularly before they practice is a great idea. Don't drink a soda, because that's going to end up in the bottom of their slide, and that green ooze that comes out will just be a collection of all those things they've eaten before they've played. So pitch good oral hygiene. Why is this so important to a trombone? Well, it's because the mechanics of the instrument are really 16th century technology here in our modern era. And it's a long slide that traverses a large space, and if you get any amount of dirt or grime or sugars or any of those things in there, it's all going to add to the difficulty in moving the slide. So if you can keep it clean, that's great. The other things that the player needs is, besides the snake that is they need a rag to wipe the slide off with, and number two, they need a good slide lubricant. Now, for all of us, there are really three kinds of lubricants available right now. There's slide oils, which are usually sold with beginner trombones. There's slide creams, which are bought separately after the point of purchase. And there's newer modern formulations of liquid creams that are out there. I like the third one the best for the young player. The reason is that it comes in a single tube. It'll look something like this. And to apply this lubricant, it's simply just a matter of them taking a cloth and wiping it off if they haven't for a while, and then taking this lubricant and just dropping it from the top down, just like they would with an oil. The advantage is that this contains some much more high-tech chemistry to it and allows for greater slide action and smoother slide action. And I think with the young kids, that's what you want, something that's going to get a lot of slick motion without them having to work too much. Creams are also very good, but they're also equally messy. When they put them on the slide, they usually put too much. The more cream you put on, the more dust, pollen, everything else in the air that it collects, the more fuzz from the inside of their case that it collects. All that's going to end up on the inside of their slide. All that's going to slow them down. Oils, they're too thin. They just run right off the trombone slide. Again, it's a long piece of metal. The oil's just way too thin, so avoid getting your kids to buy slide oils. Save that for your trumpets, your euphoniums, and your tubas. It works best on those. Now, why is the cleanliness and the slide action so important? And why am I talking about it during the troubleshooting section? Because with your trombonist, 90% of the problems they're going to have is because they can't move the slide well enough. It's like having a stuck valve all the time. The fortunate thing about the trombone is you can muscle it out. But as they muscle it out, they're just learning bad tension habits. So make the slide cleanliness and the slide action a real priority for those kids young. That way they'll avoid giving themselves problems down the line in terms of tension and other bad habits.